Hi, and welcome to what is now known as the Pen, Hook, and Needles podcast. Just trying to make sure our sound is up high enough. I've noticed, well, actually, both of us have noticed when we watch the podcast again, we both tend to speak a little low,
and soft.
especially her. So,
I'm shy.
okay, that shot you up into the orange, so that's definitely louder than shy. Okay, good. So we're at appropriate speaking volumes so far. So when you do your little sides, Mom, if you notice that you're only in the little itty bitty green area, you need to speak up. Anyway, I am Talia, also known as Franciscan Gypsy on Clerk and Ravelry. I am one of your hosts today. I am the one who started this podcast back when it was called the Nurse and Needles podcast.
I'm Marlisha. I'm also known as Lady Fernico on Plurk and on Ravelry. And if you're writers and you're involved with Writer's Village or Writer's Voice, I am known as Shadow Light over there.
We're fiddling with the lighting in here. We've been trying my room because, for one thing, it's one of the few rooms that doesn't have like a window right behind where we're going to podcast. Well, it does have a window, but I have blackout curtains because I live a night shift schedule. So it's a little washed out. I'm sorry, I'm still fiddling with the lights. I think this is the best lighting we're going to get so far.
And it also is out of the traffic area, so we should not have quite so many interruptions.
Although my dad is making bread bowls in the other room, and sometimes he doesn't hear the timer go off, so we might have to take some intervention at some point so our bread bowls don't burn.
Yeah, it would be bad to have soup and burn bread bowls.
It'd be sad.
Very sad.
Anyway, I guess that would. Oh well, if you are a new member, welcome. We will mention you by name now.
Oh, now?
Just because I'm thinking of it now.
Okay.
I'll probably mention it again at the end of the podcast.
She's changing things on me.
Gotta keep you on your toes. Okay, we actually have 3 new members. I thought we only had 2, but I did a look through, and we actually have 3.
We must have got a new one.
No, it's still 61 members. I just must not have realized what our count was.
But we did Chantilly before.
Yeah, but Chantilly is not on my list. She was from last time.
Okay.
We have 3 new members. Carla77, whose name is, well, Carla. Welcome aboard. It's good to have you. I think she came from Stacy Trock's group.
I think all 3 of these came from.
Well, I don't know where. I'm probably mangling your name. Yugaroka?
Yugaroka.
I'm not sure where she came from, but welcome.
And we don't know her name because she didn't tell us. So.
Yeah. I think she didn't show up on our main picture line because I'm not sure if she has a picture.
Yes.
Yeah. And then Froggy Chick, whose name is Stacy. I'm pretty sure she came from the Stacy Trock group as well.
Yeah, I think she did.
Her dad taught her crochet.
Yeah, that's kind of cool.
Which is kind of cool.
So welcome aboard.
Yep.
And welcome to everybody else.
Yep, who has
returning.
Returning watching before. Hey, I've only been up. What time is it?
I don't want to hear it.
I haven't been up for very long. No.
Aww.
No.
Yeah.
Well, you're so. Anyway, I guess that will take us into the knitting and crocheting. Gosh, I haven't touched Legolas this time. I haven't touched my Jewel Magic shawl in like months. Pair of socks needs to be probably frogged. Okay, the Nightwing shawl, which
you did a little work on that this week, didn't you? At the commissary.
I thought I did. I haven't marked that I did, but
it wasn't very much.
No, and it's in my purse, and even though it's right over there, I don't feel like reaching to get it. It was not really enough to show. For those of you who have not watched the podcast before, this is the Sedna shawl by Mary Lena Lanks. And I am using US4 Knit Picks interchangeable circulars with a 40-inch cable. And No Maker 75% superwash merino with 25% nylon yarn in the Nightwing colorway. And I will be using, and it's somewhere over my shoulder back there, my Spring Tree Road, 80% superwash merino, 10% nylon, 10% cashmere in the Jenny Linsky colorway as the crochet border to the knitted shawl, if I ever get to that point. I usually do that knitting when I'm either grocery shopping or when I'm at work. But this time at work, this past few shifts at work, I've been working on my socks, so the Nightwing shawl hasn't been getting that much love. This pattern you need to know for the knitted portion how to knit, purl, yarn over, chain, single crochet. Oh, I'm sorry, that's for the single crochet part. That's the crochet part. For the knitted part, you only need to know how to knit, purl, and yarn over.
You're confusing people.
I'm making them pay attention. For the crochet part, the crochet edging, you need to know how to chain, single crochet, slip stitch, double crochet, and combined double crochet. By the way, does this help you guys when we go over the stitches? Because if it doesn't, let us know. I mean, if you just prefer to go, oh, hey, look at this, and this is what, you know.
Or if you'd like us to do it once or twice and then not do it unless it goes on, and then maybe a newcomer needs to have a refresher or something.
Yeah.
Let us know.
Because I know sometimes I just race through because I'm like, oh, they've heard of this 20 million times.
If you go too fast, they may not be able to hear it. And we do have new people, so it might benefit some of them.
Or maybe I'll just mention it when we have something that's unusual. I don't know. Sometimes I feel like it's a little bit repetitive and unnecessary. Anyway, that's a Nightwing shawl, which you aren't going to see because I don't feel like getting it out of my purse. Hands to yourself. Look, there's your knitting.
I do not wish it.
There's your knitting. Both hands on the needles. Both hands on the needles.
I have sharp things in my hand.
Yeah, actually, they're are these your high-highs?
No, these are the takumis you gave me.
Oh, well, no wonder they're so dull.
I think these are the takumis.
Well, yeah, then they aren't going to hurt anybody.
Actually, they might hurt you more. But anyway, we digress.
The simple Spidey socks, which that is what I call it.
Skip socks? Skip socks?
The Simple Skip Socks by Adrienne Q, and it's in my No Maker's Bag put out by Tangerine 8 Designs.
She has a really cool one out now. I think it's
the TARDIS one is really
TARDIS,
cool with the
TARDIS,
yarn balls
yes,
rolling out of TARDIS.
She has it out now.
Yeah, that's a really awesome looking bag.
I like that one a lot. And I'm not even a Doctor Who fan. I haven't watched it yet.
What's kind of cool about it is if you're a fan at all of Doctor Who, and I've only watched like the first season.
I have only seen half of it.
Okay, well, the TARDIS looks like a little police box, but when you go inside, it's bigger on the inside.
Mm-hmm.
It's
I remember that
huge
much.
on the inside. So, when you have the yarn balls rolling out, you're like, wow, there's probably a lot more yarn in there if it's rolling out.
I'm sorry, it made me think of Tribbles. Casey, we need Tribbles bags.
She actually has a Batgirl, Supergirl, and Wonder Woman bag out.
Casey does?
Mm-hmm.
Well, she needs to put a Tribbles bag out.
I'm sure that she will keep that in mind.
Yes. Because she doesn't have enough to do.
Yeah, of course not.
Okay.
But anyway, yeah, her TARDIS bag is really awesome with all the yarn balls rolling out, which means that most of them sound like Karen from Round the Twist. Karen's really obsessed with Doctor Who.
Oh, is she?
Oh yeah, she says if it's like a Doctor Who colorway, she wants it.
Oh, she's funny.
Actually, I think she's getting married this
week? Next week.
Next week, I think.
Yeah, next week, I think.
Yeah. Anyway.
16th, I thought she said. Is that right?
Yes, something like that. Anyway, the Simple Spidey Socks. The Simple Skip Socks by Adrienne Q. I am using US 2s in the DPNs. And the colorway is Desert Vista Dye Works. Well, the yarn is Desert Vista Dye Works. The colorway is I Could Have Been a Superhero. And the only exciting stitch, I mean, you knit, you purl, and you need to know how to Kitchener. But the other stitch is a little unusual is the skip stitch. SKYP. What you do is you slip the first stitch, you knit the second, and then you yarn over, and you pull the slip stitch over the one that you knitted and the one that you yarned over. to make a kind of interesting little design.
So you go back over 2 stitches.
Well, it's not that you're going back.
No,
You know what? Yeah.
That's all right. Here.
You would, because I can undo it if I do it to you. Okay. Well, I'm not gonna do it on there because you're on. But you end up going. All right. Here's my. You go slip. So you have an unworked stitch on your finger here. So you go slip, and then you. Nope.
No.
You slip. You knit.
Okay.
So you have slip stitch, knit stitch. You yarn over, and you pulled your first stitch, the stitch that you slipped, over the knit stitch and the stitch you created, the yarn over.
So you don't end up with any more stitches.
You don't end up with any more stitches. You just end up with a design. This is a free pattern, which is why I can go over it like that. Yeah, you can get the pattern on Ravelry for free. My favorite price.
Free is the best.
So I actually have a hoe, a half object.
Isn't that pretty?
I finished it last night, and oh my gosh, I have huge feet.
It almost looks Christmassy. This is actually, you can tell it's more of a teal or something, not green, but
actually colors show up pretty well.
It does show up pretty well, and it's it almost looks Christmassy, except it's a little too much blue in it. It's so pretty.
I actually had someone ask me if they were Christmas socks when I was working at work.
Is there a cable in there? Or is it just a padded ribbon?
That's what I was telling you about, the slip stitch.
Oh, I see. Okay.
And it gives you that design.
This is like a ribbon with a... Okay.
Yeah, what you do is you have, in the ribbing area, you'll be going knit 1, you go, I think it's knit 2, purl 2, knit 2, purl 2 for a long time, and then you get to the section where you're going to be doing your skip stitch. So you have your knit 2, your purl 2, skip stitch. Oh, that was your purl there, but so knit, purl, knit, skip, knit. Then you'll start, and then purl, and then it'll be knit. Sorry, knit. Yeah, you have a bunch of knitting and purling.
There's a pattern.
Yeah. But it provides this nice stretchy material while still having that pretty design on it.
It's gorgeous. And the yarn stripes beautifully.
Yes, it does. My only beef with Desert Vista Dye Works, and I know this is probably, like, to some people, heresy. I only have one beef. Let me see if I can find it. I've noticed there'll be, like, areas of white splotches.
It was right
here.
Right here, yeah.
So, it is just like this white splotch in the middle of her dyeing.
And it might just be that particular
yarn.
Batch.
Well, here's another.
I mean, that particular batch.
Yeah. So there's just sections where there'll be about that long of just white, and it pops up in a stitch. And you're like, oh, that ruined my pretty little... I mean, it's not a big deal, it's just a little annoying. So, I have a hoe.
That's a very pretty one.
And I started the second sock before I went to bed this morning.
How far did you get on it?
So I just started the ribbing.
Nice.
I'm on the 6th row of ribbing. You have 10 rows of ribbing before you start doing the ribbing with the skip. So I'm on the cuff. And I mean, actually, I could easily see myself starting another pair of socks in this design. It's a very easy design. I'm looking at her other sock patterns as well because I like the way she writes her patterns.
I have to see if she has a beginner knitting sock pattern. I have some that
Well, this really isn't. Once you get used to it's not too hard of a pattern. She does have what looks to be a stockinette sock pattern. I like some ribbing on my sock, to be quite honest with you, because I like ribbing allows the sock to stretch a little bit more and to be a little tighter on your leg, on your foot.
I don't want the sock falling off my foot.
Yeah. But yeah, I have a huge foot. Homemade socks emphasize how big your feet are when you make them. So, yep, that is the first sock. It is done. Oops, I dropped a DPN. I put this back in my bag. Because I think I pulled it out again to explain a stitch to you. Okay. I knew that last time I was at work, I knew I was just only a little bit away from finishing the sock. And I wanted to be able to start the next sock the next time I went to work, because this is my work knitting now. Because I can just work one needle's worth of stitches and get up and do something. Okay, so the next project will be the one I call Heavenly Sapphire. Where did I put it? Oh, there it is. Heavenly Sapphire. This is the twin set sweater and cardigan by Claire Montgomery. I'm making it for Mom.
Yay, for Mom.
And it is from the book Knitting Vintage. I don't think there's any special skills you need to know at this point. Oh, it's worked flat. So you'll have to piece everything together. So like you work the back and then you work left side front. I'll even want to point at the right side. You work left side front. You work right side front. I think you've probably even seen the sleeve closed. Like there's no working in the round, which is a little disappointing because I love working in the round. I still use circular needles because I don't do straights. But yeah, that's the way this sweater is done, it seems. So there's going to be a lot of sewing in my future. So it is from the book Knitting Vintage. It is not that sweater. Actually, I think that sweater is kind of ugly.
Oh, that one, yeah.
My sister, of course, loves it. This is a twin set, like I said.
It's absolutely gorgeous.
I'm just going to do it in one color.
I don't
this
like
one is done in two. I think she has like
red and pink or something?
Red and a pink, yeah.
I didn't like that one.
But it was probably the nicest twin set I've been able to find, knitted or crocheted. It doesn't have too much in the way of lacy stuff on top, so you have to worry about having anything underneath.
And it has sleeves.
And it has sleeves. That was what I was looking for here. So that's the shirt underneath, and then you saw the sweater when I showed you the first one. So it's really a nice design. I'm not too far along in it. I mean, I have like 14.5 inches that I have to have on this stockinette section.
It's really pretty though. And it's so soft.
And did I say I was using US 3s? Well, I was using US 3s to start. Then when you get to stockinette, so you do US 3s for the ribbing. By the way, US 3s on ribbing takes forever when you have to do it for 4.5 inches. I think I had to do 4.5. Maybe it was 4.25. I don't think I told you what yarn I am using. Knitpicks Andean Treasure in the Sapphire Heather colorway. And I think this shows up a little better than it did last week. Last week it looked like it
still looks like it still isn't taking the whole color, but it's a lot closer.
Yeah, because last week it looked almost black.
Yeah, and this is kind
at least you can tell it's blue this time.
Blue-green kind of coloring. Very pretty.
So, a lot of ribbing. Now I'm on the stockinette section.
I wish you could feel this, because it's just so soft.
Well, because it's baby alpaca, so it feels amazing. And the stockinette section's on US 5s. So this is nice mindless, because it's just stockinette at this point. And it's in my Pod Baloo bag, which is my Nightwing bag. Pod Baloo's the designer. It is Nightwing because
that's Nightwing.
It's Nightwing on here for any of you Batman fans. Yeah, Dick, you're getting all. There we go.
There's my watch. Sorry about that.
Yes, it is. So that's that project. I'm going to drop projects and it's done showing on the floor. The next one I'm going to talk about is the project I call Besk, and this is Patty the Pillow Pony by Allison Cleaver. I am working it for me. I'm using US 8 Knitpicks interchangeable circulars. I started out with a 40-inch cable. I am now using a 60-inch cable for the body, and you will see why.
This came in a 60-inch cable?
Yeah, it did. I just haven't been working it because I've picked up other projects. I'm using Yarn Bee Andy's Alpaca, which is 85% acrylic, 15% alpaca, in the Our Best colorway. This is an intermediate pattern. I'm trying to think of the stitches you have to use. It's really not that. You have to cable, so you cable front and back. That depends on, like, at some points you cable 3 back, at some points you cable, I think it's 6 back. No, it's 4 and 6. Because you cable front, you'll hold 2 stitches in front, and then knit 2 stitches, and then knit the 2 stitches that you were holding in front, which, if you've done it before, makes sense. If you haven't done it before, I probably just confused you. That's for cabling 4 front. Let's see, and you need to know how to do, I think it's Jenny's incredibly, Judy's magic cast on, or the Turkish cast on. And you need to know how to knit 2 together, knit 3 together. None of that's very complicated. Make 1 left. Kitchener. Wrap and turn, which I've only done once, which means you probably have short rows somewhere in here, because usually that's when they wrap and turn. This project will be at least 13 inches high and 14 inches long. I'm using a larger needle than the person who did the pattern actually used, so that means mine will probably be bigger than hers.
A little bit, anyway.
Yeah. I think
it's a big animal.
It is. I mean, I thought I'd be able to do it on the on the 40-inch cable the whole way, and there's no way I'm going to be able to. I think I had 4 legs to show last time.
You had 3 1/4.
Oh, did I?
Something like that.
Okay.
I think.
Trying to find. Oh, it's in my absolutely huge
Hot blue
Batgirl bag. I love it because I can put my fiber fill in here.
The whole bag.
Yes, the whole bag.
The whole 18-ounce or whatever it is bag.
I mean, it's kind of stuffed right now because the bag's full. I had to start a new bag of fiber fill for this.
And you can really see the different colors. This is a little bit more blue to green. This is a little more green. And the cables are just gorgeous.
I mean, yes, this is turning up a lot better than it did last time. I think this is a good lighting solution. It dapples very nicely. I would have killed this yarn, though, if I crocheted with it, and I'll show you why. It's a very... Let me put some of these down.
It's a very splitty yarn.
It's a very splitty
yarn.
This
one, tell you. Look at this. This showing.
Oh, this one's showing, too. Even though this is at the end, you're like, oh, that's just at the end. No, this is wherever you are in this yarn.
It's not very tightly
yeah, it's
twisted.
Very loosely twisted. So for crochet, it's the most annoying yarn in the face of the earth. For knitting, however, it's pretty darn annoying one.
Love this yarn is bad too.
No, I think this is.
Do you think? I mean, not love this yarn. Pound of.
This is worse than Pound of Love.
Oh, is it?
Because look, you can make it split with your hand.
Yeah, that's true. This is so pretty though.
It is pretty. It's good for knitting. And I started the body. I like to have a little bit of. I probably could have gotten away with a cable that was less than 60 inches, but I like to have a long cable when I'm magic looping, so I don't feel like my project's going to come off the needles, especially when they have me increasing. I have to go back and count and see if I missed something or if it was something the pattern mistaken, because they keep telling me to make 1 left, which is to increase, and then I'm coming up with more stitches than I need to when I reach the end of the row. And they don't have a count at the end of the row. They just don't tell you that, oh, you have 2 more stitches to knit. So I'm wondering if they just forgot that, that they're having me add stitches and they forgot to count for them, or if I messed something up. I think they just forgot that they had me add stitches, because that actually kind of makes sense. But I'll take a look at it when I have the chance. So the body got started.
It's a pretty good sized body. I mean,
it is. Well, it's gonna be a big horse.
Yeah, it is.
So let me stuff him back in his bag.
All the pieces and parts.
Yes. I worked on him at the beginning of the week, but toward the end of the week I had other things that took my attention. Which leads me on to, let me drop this over here, my first knitted gloves. This is the 5-in-1 Adventure by Marley Bird. I'm making it for me on US 7, US 8 DPNs. I had to use a DK yarn instead of the called for worsted yarn because I could not get gauge with worsted. Even so, I had to go down a needle size, even with the DK. So I'm using yarn, actually stash yarn. This was yarn I got for a pair of gloves I was going to make eons ago, but I couldn't figure out how to use DPNs, and I got frustrated and I didn't make the gloves. It came from a set that the Yarns of Italy did. They were trying to get people to get a taste of their yarn. So I took one of the yarns, which was in a Murata DK, put out by Yarns of Italy, and I picked up more in the colors, a couple other colors to do the gloves with. The colors are light blue and deep blue. And I mean, this is a very simple pattern. You need only simple skills. She said it was an intermediate. I guess to use DPNs because the stitches aren't that hard. Maybe because you have to, no, you don't have to change colors. You can do it all one if you want. So maybe because you have to do a gusset with the thumb, and depending on what you do, you might even have to do a afterthought thumb. So maybe she decided that was what was intermediate about it. And I think certain ones are more intermediate than others. Oh, that's not the right project bag.
I was going to say, it's wrong color. That doesn't look like blue to me.
That's this project bag. I've been moving things around in my project bags, but I keep adding more projects. That's why some of my projects haven't been touched. Here we go. So, I'm actually at the point where I'm almost done with the hand, and I'm about to have to do the thumb gusset.
Oh, nice.
So as you can see, you have a basic 2x2 ribbing, and then just stockinette. When I get to, see, throwing my DPN on the ground, what I think I'm going to do, I want to do I think I am going to do the fingerless mitts with the convertible mitten top, so I can have my hands covered when I'm outside and cold, but if I want to text or knit or something, I have the ability to feel with my fingers.
Oh, I know what I forgot.
Oh. So when I get to the mitten part, I will do that in the dark blue as well. But it feels nice. It feels comfortable.
Is it soft?
I mean, it's not super, super soft, but it's
glove material. Fine.
Yeah, it's not like I'm wearing Red Heart on my hands.
Right.
So I was happy that I could use some stash yarn for this. Let me put this away. I was going to do like a stripey thing, and then I was like, I really don't feel like weaving in that many ends. So I didn't.
I like the project.
And I'm not that huge of a fan of stripes after all. I mean, I like self-striping yarn for socks because it's fun, but I'm not such a huge fan of stripes I'm going to have it on my gloves unless it does it itself. Okay, then I added two other projects. I think I added it on Wednesday. No. Yeah, Wednesday I added them. I have a couple friends who...
Well, a couple
who are friends.
Yeah.
Who are now pregnant. The female part of the couple...
The female half?
The female half was my college roommate for 3 years. And then before she got married, she actually lived here for a little while. So obviously that alone would be like, oh, I gotta make her something for her.
Even the dreaded blanket.
Yes, for her baby that's coming. Then also, when we were in college, my first year there, before I was rooming with her, I dated for a semester her now husband. So, again,
Not too awkward.
not too awkward, no. But, so I've known both of them a while. Somehow I'm still talking to him as well.
Barely, right? We love him. He's a good guy.
He's a dork, but he's a good guy.
Yeah, he is definitely.
And I would tell him that to his face, that he's a dork too, so I'm okay saying it on the podcast. So the first project I decided to make for them is, well, both projects are from this, but it's the Stacy Trock Calais Crochet. This is actually what turned me on to Stacy Trock in the first place, but it's taken me this long to actually work a project from this book.
You want to see that book for a while.
It's the Annie the Adorable Bluebird. Let me make sure. I don't think I'm showing any part of the pattern. I'm showing materials, and you can see that on the project, on the pattern page. So it's there.
It's so cute.
She's very cute. She's not very big. I mean, she's only supposed to be 4 inches tall.
That's small for Stacy Trott.
It's in my. Who made this bag?
I think that's is that Plover Bird?
I think it might be a Plover Bird. Usually she has. Oh, there it is. Okay, yes, it is made by the Plover Bird. I have my owl's bag. I'm calling her the Ladybird.
Anyway, right?
And like you said, so it was Annie the Adorable Bluebird by Stacy Trock. Mel loves purple. It's her favorite color. Josh, when we were in college, our freshman year, he picked up this lavender hoodie that's actually a lot like the one I'm wearing now, except think of it lavender. I tried to talk him out of it because I thought it was super girly. He decided that he wanted all the more, and he was known for his 4 years as the guy with the lavender hoodie. Some people were really creeped out by him wearing that lavender hoodie too. So, naturally, because I don't know if it's a boy or girl yet, this is actually looking white, but it's lavender.
It's a very, very light kind of, well, actually it's more like a mid lavender. It's very pretty.
They call it orchid. And I love this yarn. And it's not my favorite color to work. I find it very boring, but they'll love it. I've got, the head and the body are exactly the same. They just tell you to make 2.
Oh, that's funny.
So I have an interchangeable head and body.
I'm sorry, maybe think of that as interchangeable heads. Oh, that's adorable.
So that's how, it looks like a snowman right now. That's how tall.
Well, someone has 3.
So she'll be able to fit in hand.
That's nice.
But it's good size for a baby.
And you won't be doing you'll be doing the crochet dies for that, right?
Yes. Because I figure it would be better for a baby to have crochet dies.
Because that way she'll be able to hold it if she wants to.
Yes. And Josh and Mel won't have to be worried about baby choking on it.
Right.
Josh and Mel don't watch this. Or, as far as I know, they don't watch this,
yes.
So
we can talk about it.
Yes. I don't think they even know I have a podcast.
Are those the eyes?
No, these are the little inside of the wing. Because I wanted something that was a little less boring.
That's the inside of the wing? That's
Yeah.
a big wing. Wrong book.
Oops, wrong book. I'm actually working from 2 books. I never work from books. You see where the white is there? That's where the bright purple will be. Add a little more interest. And I have one other piece. I started the outside of one of the wings. I didn't continue it because I didn't have my scissors with me at that point, and I needed to be able to sew. I can't have it attached to the arm when I'm sewing, so. Not all my bags have scissors yet.
Working on it.
So there's that one, and it's just single crochet. I mean, it's a very simple pattern. Then I also started the blanket that goes with it. I hate blankets. I have never finished a blanket.
To finish this one?
I'm going to finish this one. For Josh and Mel, they better appreciate it.
They will.
I know they will. I'm going to try to show you this without showing you the pattern. It's super cute. You see the little top with the face on it? That's a hood, so the baby can play peekaboo. Or she can wrap the triangle sides around the baby
And the feet.
And then just have a little hood for when she carries the baby out.
Because the hood over the head.
Yes.
You know, to cover the ears and stuff.
Yeah. So I'm calling it the Ladybird blankets. But it's actually the Hoodie Bird blankets by Stacy Chalk. Stacy marks both of these patterns as beginner. Not that I was really concerned about the difficulty level. They were just super cute, and that's the whole reason why I bought this book, was because I thought these two things were really cute. So I have started that as well. You just need to know how to single crochet. For both the Ladybird toy and the Ladybird blanket, you need a size H hook. And for both, I'm using Hobby Lobby. I love this yarn. Solids in the orchid colorway. I'll be using yellow for the beak, both for the blanket and the toy. And
You're using it for the feet? Are the feet crocheted or are they appliqued?
Well, for the blanket, it's a crocheted feet, but you add it to the front. It's like flat feet. So yellow for both the beak and the feet. Black for the eyes. All of this, I love this yarn. You're going to need a little white for the eyes for the blanket. Again, single crochet. You actually work the blanket in a round, which is probably why I'm not sick of it yet, because I like working it around.
So this nice little X in the middle of it. I think.
Although it's going to be a cross in reality.
Well, it's for the hood. You can fold the hood down.
So you can't fit anything in this right now. But it has grown, which is good.
It's got a nice little pattern because of the way it's worked.
Yeah. She has you work in the back loops. And that's no surprise because
she likes to do that.
She likes to do that. Anything else, though, because this is a pattern you have to pay for, I can't really tell you that.
Check her out. She's fantastic.
Yes, she is.
I'm a big Stacy Chalk fan.
But that's all for me. I'm going to work on my blanket while you do yours.
I don't have that much. I've been working on the half log cabin ombre blanket by Pearl Soho, the Nicole blanket. The reason I haven't been doing too much more is because I was fairly monogamous with another project that I finished. I will show it to you when we get to the finished object. But I have made some progress on this. I've kind of difficult to show you because I've got it on both needles, but it's progressing. It's progressing, and I have to thank Nicole, who left a nice little note in her own podcast group, encouraging me, saying that I was doing fine with it. So a little nice positive encouragement like that is always appreciated. This isn't very difficult to do. I'm working it on my 10.5 Hiya-Hiyas. They're Hiya-Hiyas.
Well, they aren't very sharp. So
no, on the circular, on a 32-inch.
I like a sharper needle. I like to be able to poke a hole in my finger.
Well, I prefer the sharper needles too, but I do like my Hiya-Hiyas.
I prefer nit picks. This is so dull.
So I do prefer the nit picks, and I have those on my Christmas list. So I did. I worked mostly on this and my finished object, which I'm not going to go into at this point because I'll show it to you at the end. I'm also working on another project that I cannot show you. It's a crochet project. It's a gift, and I'm not sure the person that I'm making it for, I'm not sure if they are on Ravelry or not, and they may watch this podcast, so I don't want to bring it out. I will show it to you when the time comes, like after I give it to them or whatever, or after I've sent it out, I'll have a picture or whatever I do. So
she's making me curious because she hasn't told me who it's for.
She thinks I tell her everything.
She should.
So that's the those are my works in progress.
Oh, is that all?
Yep.
Okay. FOs. Well, I showed you my hoe already, so it goes on
back to me.
Again.
Okay. I need to kind of make sure that daughter number 1 is not anywhere nearby.
I think she's too busy watching How to Train Your Dragon.
Yes, I'll thank God for that. Okay, I have an FO, and it's Melvin, the Misunderstood Monster by Carissa Cole. And I need to. Oh, that's not the one I wanted. Okay. Oh, that's where it went.
Mom, put the pattern with that there.
Okay.
So you don't drop it back in there.
All right, now, this is it. This is Melvin. As you can see, I hope you have your sunglasses on.
Yeah, he's not nearly as bright as he really is.
The misunderstood monster, Melvin, and he's got his little tail.
He is neon yellow with neon pink.
And I actually made a mistake on this. His head, when I read the pattern, and maybe a newbie mistake or whatever, but back here is where I closed it off. And I guess it maybe wasn't supposed to be closed off because it was supposed to be put this way on top of the neck. So this would be on top of the head.
I could have told you that.
And, well, I've had patterns that didn't work that way.
I could have told you that. They usually tell you to close it.
You are rude. I flicked her.
I could have told you
anyway, I made some modifications on this. Ty probably could have told me. I could have known it if I thought about it. But I still like the way it came out. The stomach patch and the ears, the inside of the ears, was meant to be felt. I don't like felt. To me, and I apologize to anyone I may make, offend regarding this. To me, it cheapens the work you put into the project. So what I did was I used a smaller needle, smaller hook actually, and I didn't do quite as many rows for the inner ear, just the same thing that they asked me to do for the ear, and I just sewed it in. And for the patch here, I used a modified version of I don't know what I did with my actual pattern. It's another pattern. I wish I could remember it offhand. I can't remember it. But the girl had a patch like this that she sewed onto her stuffed animal. I just modified it so that I could fit it onto Melvin and sewed it on. And this is for my daughter Davina for Christmas, and she will love it. Yellow is her favorite color. She loves pink. She loves anything bright and garish. The only thing that might have made this better is if I could find a way to put lime green on it. Neon.
And those just show the eyes.
And the eyes are pink.
Yes.
Little horns and all that. It's not hard to make. The hardest thing
is figuring out how to put the head on, right?
There was an actual odd thing about this was that to make the body, you chain 24.
Mom, is this a free pattern?
Yes, okay, good. You chain 24 and you work in the round, so you have like a tube. And the reason for that is you need this open to connect to the head, and then you don't make the feet separately, but split the round and crochet one leg and then the other, so you don't have to sew it. And it was really, I'd never seen anything like it before. It was really unusual. But it's not a difficult pattern. It was a blast to make. Carissa has wonderful patterns. If you like Melvin, if you like my little word sprite, that's the same designer. Check her out. She's really good.
I think for the most part her patterns are free.
They are free, yes. I don't think I've seen a paid one. She's really good about, just allowing you to use patterns. The other finished object I have, that was the one I remembered when Talia was talking about her gloves. I said, oh, I forgot. I had spoken about my...
You didn't show them.
Pardon?
You didn't show them last week.
I did show them last week, yes. My Adeline fingerless mitts, they were my pink mitts. I did get the cables on. I've been wearing them when my hands get cold because they're really warm. They're a little bit rough on the skin because they're red heart, but they are warm. They keep my hands from stiffening up a little bit, which is really nice. It's by, let's see, patterns by Crochet Dreams. And I use the G hook instead of the H hook recommended in order to get the gauge. All you need to do that is know how to chain to single, double, and half double, and triple crochet. And I don't remember doing a triple crochet, but I guess I must have. And to slip stitch and join stitches. It's very easy pattern, nice pattern. I'm not going to probably show it to you because you saw it without the cables. If you want to see it with the cables, it is on my project page. And that's about it.
Alrighty, that leads us to next on the needles. I still eventually want to start the Southerton by Kathleen Danes. So I should find out that girl wrote out her Master Chief amigurumi pattern, so I want to do that. Eventually I want to do the Katniss socks, and I want to make a Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle.
Okay. I still have my Blue Heaven Sweater by Lisa Gentry to do. I haven't decided if I'm going to frog it and start something else. I kind of like to finish it because I really don't like to frog things. And I'd like to get back into my claret shawl, the Recuerdos de Infancia by Gabrielle Ordonez, and my Pretty in Pink or the Lacy Keel scarf by Stephanie Chappelle. I have the Mystery Cal coming up that starts next Monday or no, Wednesday?
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
I forgot about that.
Yeah, Ty will be doing that as well.
It's Stacy Chalk's Mystery Cal.
And it's an animal, a real life animal, based on a real life animal, not some monster type of thing.
And we showed you the yarn for that last week.
So, and she suggests some really, way out colors if you wanted to go that way.
And I know at least a couple of our members, plus some of the new members, are taking part in that. I know the ones who's been there. Is it with Legends who's doing it with us, or is it
Scarves, etc.? I think.
I think you're right, Scarves, etc.
Yeah. I'm also hoping to do another Thanksgiving turkey and another Melvin the Misunderstood Monster. I'd like to have one for myself.
Sorry. I didn't sleep yesterday.
Yes, it was boring. She's just.
I didn't sleep yesterday.
And then the chevron lace cardigan. The other thing I wanted to do, if I get the chance, and I've already started it. It's actually. Oh, I brought the wrong bag, so I'm not gonna be able to show you. This is actually my shawl. Is the my praline. I've been wanting to finish that. I took a look at it. I think I can stabilize the head a little bit on it, and it's not going to be a total loss. I think it'll be cute. It just won't be what it was meant to be. It might be a monster. It might be a mouse. It might be, but it's not a bear. So, and basically, I think that's it. Aside from more toys and the Senna shawl.
I'm so sorry. I'm trying to catch up with me. I didn't get sleep. I didn't want to miss the soup with the bread bowl, so I got up earlier than I probably should have. Stash enhancement. Ooh, show yours first. I left my eyes over there.
Okay. She caught me at an awkward moment here because I didn't expect her to do that. Okay. I did get for the Stacy Truck. Yes, the Stacy Truck Cal. I picked up some eyes, suncatcher eyes in different sizes. I got 18, 20, and 24-inch eyes in rainbow. And I want to just get these out. Let's see here.
I'm sorry. Oh, my.
These are the 18-inch rainbow, and you really can't see them. I'm not going to take them out. They're not very. Oh, maybe they're better.
Do you have the larger size rainbows to show?
Yeah. Let me see here. I'm not going to show you the smaller ones because the 15 and the 18 you probably won't be able to see very well.
You can see really well with those. The pinks are almost like radioactive.
Yes, they are. I got, because my colors are, I have pinks and purples and blues in this colorway, I got pink, blue, and rainbow. And I think the rainbow is going to be a little bit much with my yarn. But this is the rainbow, and I don't know if you can see, that's the 24-inch. You can kind of see the different colorations. It goes from blue to pink to green, and then it's got the black pupil. This is the pink, and these are the 24. I'm not going to show you the other sizes because they're all smaller. And then this is the blue. Okay, and I'm going to use one of those colors in one of the sizes I have for the Mystery Cal. The others I'm sure I will use at another time. And now, do you want me to continue going since I started?
Hold off on craft fair. We'll do a whole section on craft fair.
Oh, okay. Well, I have one more yarn, though, to do.
Oh, good. Do one more yarn.
Okay. The other one, I'm holding off one of my stash enhancements because it kind of goes with obsessions. This one, this yarn came as part of a deal when I got that, I forget which class it was, that I got from Craftsy.
I think you did the socks one.
I think it was the socks one. Both of them had yarn available. I only wanted to get one. This is the yarn that I got. You can see it's got those lovely purples and pinks. Actually, I think it's mostly purples. Kind of eggplant and royal purple and kind of a mauve maybe. It's called On Your Toes sock yarn. It's a 4-ply sock yarn with aloe vera, 75% superwash merino, 25% nylon, 390 yards, and it is, as I said, sock weight. So it's very soft. It's very squishy. I'm not sure what I'm going to do with it yet. I'll figure it out. It was just such a good deal that I couldn't pass it up. It would probably not be enough for the socks in the pattern, but that's okay. And I don't have anything else because you want to wait for these.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, that leads me to my stash enhancement. Whoops.
We're just dropping things today.
Okay, so I got a bunch of different sizes too because Stacy actually called for like size 12s or 18s or something. She likes her eyes a lot smaller than I do. I like big eyes for my toys.
So do I.
It's supposed to be a decent sized toy. So I got eyes for both the toy lawn, for the Mr. Cow, but also for my horse. These are 24, so you can see the eyes a little better. Here's the purple, and you can kind of tell it's purple.
It shows. It doesn't. You don't see it as dark as it is.
Oh, this is also shimmerized.
Oh, okay, yeah, so. Yeah. I almost picked up a purple as well, but didn't.
The blue.
Is that shimmer too?
Yeah, all mine are shimmer. I'm shimmer addicted. Green.
Yeah, mine are iridescent. I like iridescent.
Well, she doesn't do true shimmer. I think we both have iridescent. Shimmer is not like Sia's shimmer.
Right.
Sia actually has sparkles in his eyes.
Yeah. I don't know where you got that one. That might be Jerry's.
It might be. I have on my Amazon wish list.
Yeah, I do too.
More shimmer eyes. Like real shimmer eyes. Okay.
Did you just show them?
No, these are different.
Oh, those are the bright ones like I have. Yeah. Oops.
So, this is a little bit of a deeper blue.
And again, it's not showing up as well because the light's behind it.
And a little bit of a deeper green. So I got different shades in the same kind of eye. And a teal. So, because actually I grabbed two of the teal. Oh no, I know. One's a little more, one's a little less. It's not the same eye.
Yeah.
One's a little more aqua, one's a little more teal.
You have to be careful if you decide to use that color. Make sure you have both the same color.
Yes, I don't do that eyes. Okay.
I have to make it real. Or maybe that's one.
So that's stash enhancement obsessions. First, before we go on to the craft fair, I want to talk a little bit about the toy along. Good heavens, we're gonna run really far over this time.
We do apologize.
Yes. So because we're only at the toy along, we haven't even talked about the.
We'll keep the craft fair brief.
We'll try to anyway. At least we already did our thank yous. Anyway, craft along is going until we decided to make it go till Christmas.
No, we decided to make it go until Stacy's craft along was ended.
Did we? I thought we decided to go to Christmas.
Did we go to Christmas? Well, we're getting a little bit of an extension. We're not sure what it is yet.
I think December 24th is good, and then we just draw after Christmas.
For the new year?
Yeah. Before the new year. Well, yeah, I guess it's...
because the problem is that we usually... I guess we podcast on Monday.
Yeah.
So.
Or, no, actually podcast on Sundays.
Sundays. So, it'll probably be between Christmas and New Year, or... if things get pushed, it might be the podcast after New Year.
Yeah. So that way everyone gets a chance to, if they are working Stacy Trucks, Mystery Cow gets a chance to get their toy in.
Yeah, we want everybody to have a good chance to be able to win the patterns.
So I think we're going to go to the 24th, and then after Christmas draw. So they can be knit or crochet toys as long as they were started no earlier than August and
finish no earlier
than September. So there's a chatter thread and pictures only thread. It's a very awesome. Everyone's taking part in the toy along. It's really quite cool.
Yeah, they're a very encouraging, very enthusiastic group. We're very happy to have them. It's great. They're wonderful.
And you think of anyone who might want to take part in the toy along, just go ahead and invite them to the group. We need to be a little more proactive about inviting people to the group.
Yes, I just dropped a line in Fresh Stitches, or Stacey Trox's group, and we
Yeah, but I mean, we should actually invite people to the group.
and I stopped over and talked to Joni, but Joni's having internet issues right now, so I don't want to step on anybody's toes. I'm waiting for her to get her internet fixed.
Yeah.
But if anybody else wants to tell people in Joni's group,
so if you are taking part in the Pen Hook and Needles Toy Along, be sure to add the tag Toy Along 2012 to your project. So yeah, that is that particular.
We're doing sessions?
No, we're doing.
Okay, I can do this in a list form.
Don't forget what
yeah. Stacey Trox, anything Stacey Trox, okay, the Mystery Cow. Knitting's My Bag Christmas Band, which I was lucky enough to get into. I'm really happy about that. No Makers, yarn, any yarn actually. Christmas shopping and podcasts. I think that's probably it.
Which takes us to the craft fair.
Yeah, which is our last obsession.
Awesome. That's part of why I'm so tired. I worked Friday night, came home at 7 a.m. Well, actually more like 7:30. Ate a little something and took like it wasn't even 2 hours, probably like an hour nap at tops. Then we left to go to the craft fair at Dulles Expo Center. It was a lot of fun. There were food samples. There were
all kinds of handmade goods.
Yeah, doll clothes,
wooden
items, plants.
And we were not sure that we would find anything yarn related or anything fiber related, but there were 3 or 4 booths that had yarn and fiber. Well, only one had fiber. The last one had a little fiber. So we didn't really expect to buy anything like we would at like maybe Rhinebeck or
because it wasn't a yarn fair. It was a craft.
It was a craft fair in the true sense of the word. I mean, there were there was clothing, there were T-shirts, there were doll clothes and all that all kinds of things like that. It wasn't specifically fiber related. But
although there was this lady. She had to have been, she'd been knitting and crocheting since she was a child.
She was like 60 years, she said.
Yes, I think she had 65 years.
Yeah, so she had to be in like her 70s or something.
And she had all these baby clothes and baby booties and hats, not just baby hats, but adult hats as well, laid out on her display. And they were all designed straight from her head.
No patterns.
No patterns. They were gorgeous.
Some of them were very intricate, absolutely beautiful.
I think she said she was from Turkey originally.
Yeah, I think you're right. It was Turkey.
And she was talking about there's this yarn that was really soft and airy. She said it came from Joann's actually.
Mm-hmm. And it was acrylic. She does everything in acrylic.
Yeah, she does everything acrylic, so you could just wash it. And she said what she liked about it was like if you had an older person. It was super warm, but it was really light. It had this beautiful gradation of reds.
Mm-hmm.
If it wasn't for the fact that I do my own knitting and crocheting, I would have. If I had not been a knitter or crocheter, I would have picked that up because it was my color. It was.
Even Daddy said that.
Yes. I think that the daughter or granddaughter, whoever it was, I think it was probably daughter, who was with her was like, why aren't these people buying anything? But the seller was really...
Oh, she was a pistol.
Oh, she loved talking about her stuff. Mm-hmm. She was like, oh, this is where I got my yarn. Wanted to talk about the yarn. I think she enjoyed having someone who's actually a fellow knitter, crocheter, coming by to talk to her about her craft. Not just like, oh, this is pretty, and not really getting what she was doing.
And it was interesting the different levels of involvement of the people who had the yarn. We had one stall that we stopped by, and they did their yarn. And the people manning the booth didn't really know anything about the yarn. Like I picked up a yarn, and it wasn't labeled, so I was asking, what the weight was. I said, this is maybe what a DK weight, and she was like, well, she said she thought it was a fingering.
Yeah, she thought it was like a heavy fingering.
Heavy fingering. I still think it was a DK weight. She didn't quite know because she doesn't knit or crochet, and it's hard to. I need to have someone I can talk to about the yarn when they do their own yarn to know that they are aware of what it is they're selling, so I can get some other information in terms of what to make out of it or how much I need to you know, how much yardage will go for this particular pattern or whatever. But she was very nice. It was unusual. And then you had this other lady who she didn't have any yarn, but she would talk to you about the projects that she was doing.
And talk to you about the yarn she used.
And then we had the lady in the last booth, and this is where our obsessions come in, and our stash, rest of our stash enhancement. This lady had a llama farm.
Alpaca farm.
I'm sorry, alpaca farm. Yes, alpaca farm. She had some fiber in pastel colors, which I hadn't really seen. Just they looked like cotton candy. They were one color, and she had all these knitted items, and then along the side there was just a couple of 3-4 shells maybe of yarn.
Now her stuff was machine knitted, I think.
Some of it was.
Yeah.
Some of it was. Anything that was really small was. Yeah. But she had, and I was like, okay, my husband's a saint. He waited in all these things, you know, hair ribbons, all this stuff. We're at the yarn. He's like, get what you want. He knew, get what you want. So I picked up.
Show them the front with the picture of the.
I was gonna show her the band.
Yeah, they aren't on Ravelry.
Not yet.
They're still trying to get everything on the internet.
It's called Bella Sarah Alpaca Fashions. Okay, and I don't know if you can see it.
She'll show you again with the yarn band.
There, see that? That's pretty good. And it has a cute little alpaca.
Their website's only just starting.
They're just starting out. We plugged. We told them about Etsy. We told them about Ravelry. Very knowledgeable about what they're doing, and very friendly. This yarn, this is a sport weight. I thought it was DK, but it is a sport weight.
It's basically self-striping.
And she said it's basically a self-striping if you go flat, okay? And I guess it will pool if you do it in the round. This is so much my colors. It's called Northern Light. It's got the blues, the grays, and the purples. I don't know if you can see it really well with this color.
And actually, our lighting's not too bad. You're getting a pretty good light.
It is so soft. It is so squishy. I only had picked up 2 at first. I had like 6 of them.
What's your weight? I know yours not.
This is a sport weight.
Yeah.
And it is 80% Huacaya.
I think it's a kind of alpaca.
And 20% merino. It's 3-ply sport, 200 yards in each. So I have 600 yards here, which should give me at least a shawlette. If not, I was thinking of doing a shawlette and some fingerless mitts, or a scarf, a hat, and some fingerless mitts with 600 yards. I guess it depends on whether I'm crocheting or knitting, what I'll be able to get out of this. She said I could order some more if I wanted to. She only wanted $12. $12?
I think usually
$12 for these, each one of these.
It was like $12 for these, and if anything had sparkles, like what was it?
16, I think it was. $16, $17, something like that. Very reasonable. Even 200 yards, alpaca, and it's just beautiful, just gorgeous, and very, very knowledgeable. She said that they are on eBay, so it's like I said, it's the Bella Sarah's knitting. Well, this is called Bella Sarah's knitting basket, but it's actually Bella Sarah's Alpaca Fashions, and they do have a website. If we can find it, maybe Talia will put it in the notes.
I haven't done the notes in ever.
So that's what I got at the craft fair.
What I keep changing the yarn I'm going to use for the Southerton, and I realized the Southerton uses DK, and this yarn is DK. So I ordered a sweater's worth of this yarn. I'm going to pull out one. It's DK weight, and again, it's the 80% Huacaya and 20% merino. So it's super soft alpaca, and it's black with red sparkles throughout. And it's not like, oh, there's a sparkle, you know, here and there, and it's going to come out. It's actually a strand that's sparkly.
Yeah, it's a thread.
It's a thread that's sparkly. Mm-hmm. So the sparkle won't.
So you can see it right here.
Yeah, at the edge where the
you can see it right here.
It's not showing up very well against my red shirt, but there. So I'm gonna have a black and red sparkly Southerton when I eventually do that.
A nice next Christmas.
Yeah. So I'm waiting for the rest of the yarn. I'm waiting to get a couple things off the needles. It's really soft. It's 250 yards of DK alpaca yarn, and it's called Midnight Romance. So, taking it back in its bag.
I think we're done, aren't we?
I think that is everything.
Oh, writing. I had the shared story. I did almost 500 words on it, so that's good. Haven't worked on my synopsis. Bad me. Haven't really been able to. And I have some ideas that have been kicking around in my head for possible new stories. That's good as well.
Actually, I did have something I wanted to bring up.
Oh,
and,
okay.
I'm gonna close it after this. I had my last shift with my precepty nursing student. She was with me for, I think it was a total of 8 shifts. And I had to cancel on her a couple times and reschedule because I got sick and then I got put on call and that kind of thing. And I never say no to on call. You say no to on call and people stop offering it to you. So I kind of like getting a night off and getting paid partial for it. But on our last shift together, she surprised me.
That's pretty cool.
With a card that said thank you on the inside.
You can't see it shimmering as much as it actually does.
Yeah, it's nice and shimmery. And then it's something about lavender for healing. It's a little statue. She completely caught me by surprise with this.
It was very cute.
So I was very happy with that. She actually invited me when she has her graduation to share a dinner with, I guess it's her family and maybe a couple of her classmates, which is really nice. If I'm off and all that,
I'm not too tired.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to take her up on it because it's in the evening when I would normally be working. Because yeah, that was really nice of her. Anyway, yeah, that's completely off tangent, and we are way over time.
We do apologize. It's actually shorter than I thought.
Yes. The craft fair was really awesome, and we had to talk about
If
that.
you ever do get to Dulles, I think Scars, etc. is out this way. If she ever can get to Dulles,
the Dulles Expo. It's
Expo.
actually in Chantilly.
Yeah, it's in Chantilly. So I keep forgetting her name, but Scars, etc. If you get out that way, the craft fair was a blast. I don't know if you've been there before, but you should try it. And they're having one at Christmas in case you want to do that.
I'm not sure if that's a craft fair though, or just
I think it's just a Christmas fair, but still, she might want to go. So,
okay.
So
that is it. We said our welcomes
and our thank yous.
So, thanks for stopping by. I hope that you enjoyed yourself as much as we did, and that you have a great week coming up.
Happy crocheting and happy knitting.
God bless.
God bless.
Bye-bye.
Bye.